Hi everyone, this is Kristen, and today I'm here with the VRS Design Crystal Mixx for iPhone 7 Plus. This is a clear case. You've got a hard polycarbonate back and flexible TPU sides. It also comes with a kickstand that has a convenient magnetic closure. However, I do have some concerns about this case. It is very, very thin and is unlikely to provide much protection for your phone in the event of a fall. I'm worried about the camera opening. It seems to me like it's going to provide very, very little coverage for your camera. And finally, I'm a little concerned about the integration of the kickstand into the case. It looks to me like it could possibly cause a scratch hazard over time. Looking at the VRS Design Crystal Mixx for iPhone 7 Plus, we have a pretty familiar case type here. You have a hard polycarbonate back combined with soft, flexible TPU sides. This type of case is typically very easy to get on and off your phone, very convenient. It does have a few issues. One of them is common to all TPU cases, which is they tend to yellow, so this is going to be an issue for the sides. And the back, because it's a hard polycarbonate, glossy material, is likely to scratch. So do keep that in mind when you are purchasing a case like this. Putting your phone into the Crystal Mixx case is relatively straightforward. I usually put the volume button side in first, and then clip the rest of the case on. Looking at the Crystal Mixx on my iPhone 7 Plus, this is a case which adds almost no thickness. So for those of you that are looking for a super, super thin case, then this is definitely going to be attractive. But I think that it also provides almost no protection. I mean, look, there's basically no lip on this case, maybe the tiniest hint of a lip, and that is it. So I find that to be concerning. Going around to the bottom here, if you look at your port openings, you can see that everything lines up nicely. They're nicely sized. There shouldn't be an issue with most third-party lightning cables. Going around to the side here, you do have a decent amount of grip on here because of the TPU. TPU does tend to be a relatively sort of grippy kind of material. Feels nice in the hand at any rate, slightly soft feeling. The buttons are nice and clicky. There's no issue in getting to your mute switch. That's very, very easy. Going around to the top, we have two mystery holes. That's interesting. I'm not sure why those are there. It's not something you typically see. And power button, very nice and clicky. Going around to the back, well, it's beautiful. It looks great. I mean, look at this. It's a very, very attractive looking case. However, I do have concerns about this camera opening. To me, it does not seem like it has enough of a lip to protect your protruding camera. I think that it is a little bit higher than the camera. I've been staring at it and staring at it. I'm pretty sure that it is, but not by much, and not enough to make me feel very comfortable with it. So not exactly thrilled about that. The kickstand is a nice feature to have, particularly if you are a fan of using your phone as a media consumption device, as most of us are. The magnet is nice. It clicks the kickstand back into place once you are done using it. So you've got a little magnet here. That part is nice. And as far as usability, it all seems to work fine. Just to show you how it looks here, let's put it here on our VRS Design box. It's a kickstand. It works. It's perfectly fine. I really don't have any issue with it, except for the fact that the way it is positioned, the metal goes all the way through the polycarbonate, and I would worry that it's possible this might scratch the back of your iPhone over time. So that's definitely a concern for me. So if you like this type of case and like all these kinds of features, but want something that doesn't have the issue with the kickstand, that's got a little more coverage for the camera, and that actually might have some drop protection to it, you might want to consider Spigen's Ultra Hybrid case. It's really, really similar to this case, only it doesn't have quite the same issues. So I'm going to put the Spigen case on so we can look at it here. Let's take this one off. This, by the way, is what I'm talking about in terms of the kickstand. As you can see, the kickstand actually comes through the polycarbonate here, and when I rub my fingers over it, I can sort of almost feel a little bit of a hard edge, kind of. I don't know. I think over time that might be a concern, so I am really a little nervous about this kickstand. So the Spigen Ultra Hybrid S case is a case that I've already done a full review of. You can check that full review out if you want more info. Here I'm just going to show you how it compares with the VRS Design Crystal Mixx. So the Spigen Ultra Hybrid S case is very similar in its features to the Crystal Mixx case, but there are some important construction differences which make this a bit more of a protective case. For one thing, we have air cushion technology. These are these little air bubbles here in the corners. Perhaps as a result of having this, Spigen has rated this as meeting or exceeding military drop test standards, which is definitely something that the VRS Crystal Mixx cannot say. In addition, it has little ridges on the corners of this case, and those are what allow the case to definitely rise above the camera when the case is on. Finally, the way Spigen has integrated its kickstand into the case is different than the way that the Crystal Mixx has. It is simply stuck onto the outside. Now, does this mean it's going to fall off over time? I have no idea. Possibly. Personally, I would prefer to have a kickstand that falls off rather than one that might scratch the back of my phone. So looking at the fit, you can see that we have just a little bit of lip on here. Not a lot, but we have a little, and a little can mean a huge amount. Also, the corners here, when it's on the black phone, you can see this air cushion technology a little bit better. Looking at the back of the case, the Ultra Hybrid S, just like the Crystal Mixx, is very attractive on your phone. However, the Ultra Hybrid S does have the feature of the four corners having these little skid pads or raised areas, whatever you would call them. This will keep the back of your phone from touching any surface. As you can see here, these raised corners are definitely high enough to protect your protruding camera. Personally, neither of these cases is for me. I prefer something more protective for my iPhone, but if you have your heart set on a very thin clear case, you might want to consider the Ultra Hybrid S over the VRS Design Crystal Mixx. Again, this product is the VRS Design Crystal Mixx for iPhone 7 Plus. It comes in two colors. This is the clear. There is also one with pink TPU sides. The MSRP is $24.99, and that's what it's selling for on VRS Design's website. Typically, they sell their products on Amazon for quite a bit less. However, for some reason, I couldn't find the Crystal Mixx on Amazon today, so maybe it's out of stock. At any rate, many thanks to VRS Design for sending me out this sample to review. If you have any questions about this case, please feel free to put them in the comments below, and I will do my best to address them. And if you're interested in subscribing to my channel, please consider it. I do try to put out 2 to 3 videos a week on iPhone 7 Plus, iPad Air 2, and Galaxy S7, and I would love to have your support. Again, this is Kristen, and this is the VRS Design Crystal Mixx for iPhone 7 Plus. Have a fantastic day.